Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ryan. This is Fine Detailing. Thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel. I put out content weekly for you. Typically, if you're in North America, it comes out on Sundays. I focus primarily on automotive detailing content. So if this is your first time, welcome. For everyone else, welcome back. We have a powerhouse today. Two of the big boys. We have the AR Clean 630 2.3 GPM pressure washer, which is brand new to the market, total stop and a bypass. And this is the Kranzle 1322 TS total stop. This has kind of long been coined, the Kranzle I should say, is kind of like top of the heap, if you will, or best of the best. Now, technically in performance, it's not the best of the best, but I think Matt from Obsessed Garage has kind of made this one of the best pressure washers. This is kind of his custom partnership, I think, with Kranzle. No one else is able to sell this exact model. You'll see the 1622, but not the 1322. So they advertise it at like 1.9 GPM at like 980 PSI, I think. I've had this for a short while. I've only had it for about, I don't know, 10 hours of use on it. And it's been phenomenal. And it looks super cool. Looks like a jet engine. So no complaints there. This is the new AR that's supposed to get 2.3 GPMs. So slight increase, right? I mean, if you're at 1.9, you're going to 2.3. We'll get into my actual numbers in the video. But in theory, this is a better, not in theory, in reality, this has technically better performance and a better price. This machine, I believe, is $1,122. This machine, depending on where you look, is $995 or $945 on certain websites. So you have different value props there. Some companies charge free shipping, some companies charge tax, or some companies charge neither. So those are some things you'd have to consider. So we're going to get into the video, guys, and we'll test in, I'll overlay all my specs and kind of talk through everything with you. All right, guys, first up, we are going to talk through the decibels. So I've tested three things for you. I didn't do a super in-depth test. I'm going to tell you where I got optimal results, and then I'm going to tell you, show you kind of exactly what I got to. So with the Kranzle, this one's unique. I think Obsessed Garage says they tested it at 1.97 GPMs at like 980 PSI. I did not get those numbers. Now, you know, there could be a difference in my flow in my house and my water pressure. I don't know. But the first thing I tested on this was decibels. So I'll overlay that on the screen. They also advertise this at 68 decibels. I forget how far away they tested it at, whether that's 6 feet or 8 feet. I just put it 18 inches from the unit. And you'll see that up on the screen. I'll put it up there. I think it was in like the low 80s is what we were getting. But again, like if you're washing in your garage or if you roll this unit out when you're washing, I think that's a more realistic decibel rating. But the pitch is really nice, right? It's not a high whiny pitch like the actives. So that was the decibels there. Next, we're going to get into the GPM on the machine. So I found optimally on my setup, I had to use I have my notes here. I had to use a 4.0 nozzle, and then I was getting at 875 PSI. I ended at only 1.82 gallons per minute with my Kranzle and my flow and my conditions, right? So a little bit less, what is that, 0.15 less than what Obsessed Garage gets at 1.97, I'm getting 1.82. So not ideal, not close to that 2 GPM mark. But again, these are my conditions in my environment with the nozzle. I'm using a Mosmatic nozzle from Obsessed Garage, which is the 4.0, just under 900 PSI. So what does that mean, right? Like I've used this to wash the car, and I'll overlay that on the screen for you. Like it rinses great. I'm not noticing anything. I'm not like, gosh, I wish I had more flow. It works incredibly well. My foam cannon works extremely well, and this works really well. No issues with amperage. Also, the amperage came up as well, and that was like, I think it was 11 with just the foam can, or without the foam cannon. With the foam cannon, it spiked to like 15 or 16. So it works extremely well. So no issues there, and we'll talk about at the end the difference in like aesthetics, right? Now, we're going to move over to the AR 630. This one basically has a total stop and then a bypass on the front. You know, if you're doing high volume, you'd switch to the bypass, but we're just going to do total stop, which means when we let go of the trigger, it stops functioning. So I didn't have my amperage gauge. I didn't have for this because it didn't have like a 20 amp gauge, so I didn't get the amps on this for you. But getting into the decibels on this machine, I think at a similar distance, I think I tried to keep it around 18 inches, what we had it before. It was slightly quieter than the Kranzle in my conditions, right? I showed you the ambient noise and then I showed you what it was running at. I think it was either very close or slightly less actually with the AR. So it's really interesting. The tone between the two is very similar, but it's like a pleasant like humming. It's not like a whining like some of those other pressure washers on the market. So that was good. Now we are going to get into the GPMs, the most exciting part here. So you'll see on the screen, I'm doing the gallons per minute test, emptied it into a bucket and then weighed it, right? You know, a gallon weighs 8.34 pounds, right? So I took my end number. Once I timed it, I did a full minute, how much was in the bucket. I weighed the bucket prior, did my math. So I put it up on the screen. And so I switched to a 4.5 nozzle on the AR. I was getting about 925 PSI and I got exactly 2.3 gallons per minute. Exactly 2.3 gallons. Whatever the follow-up numbers are on there, you'll see, but like pretty freaking impressive, guys. Pretty freaking impressive to see that. Washing the car, I'll put that up on the screen for you guys too. I don't know if it's in my head or if it feels slightly better where it's like, it feels like it's rinsing faster. Again, it could be in my head, but you know, you'll see, obviously it's a bigger car. It's a different car than, you know, the one I was using the Kranzle on, but I don't know, like the kick feels kind of the same. The flow feels it's kind of hard to tell, but the numbers are telling us a vast difference. I think what's the difference there is that a 25% for me in my conditions, I think this is a 25% increase in flow. So, I mean, I think that's pretty solid. Okay, guys, that was our testing. Those were all of my numbers and my conditions, right? Tools different, decibel meters are different, pressure gauges are different, my water flow coming into my house is different. So you don't have to take this as the gospel. I'm just sharing my experience in my environment. You know, mileage will vary, right? So Obsessed Garage gets different numbers, Cars with the Key have got different numbers, Josh got different numbers. So I think what we want to get to is kind of the about numbers, right? Like what you can likely get to. So that said, which one would I buy? Which one should you buy? What's the value prop here? What is the value prop here? I've been thinking about this all day. One other variable I thought, I was like, okay, well, like how often do these fail, right? Is one more durable? This is a German machine, right? Yeah, German, and this is Italian, the AR. Does one fail more than the others? I called my local pressure equipment store. It's called Pressure Equipment Sales. They're in Phoenix. And I was just chatting with the guy. I was like, hey man, do you see one or the other in your shop more often for maintenance? And he said, not really. He said, since they're lower pressure machines, they're both really, really solid. The only times he's ever seen them in the shop is like for a manufacturer's defect or if someone didn't know they had to change the oil. But he didn't say one or the other, he services more. So that takes that out of the equation in terms of longevity from like an expert. So I guess it comes down to price, performance, and looks, right? This again is, you know, about $1,000 depending on where you look, or $950 depending on where you look. This is $1,122 at Obsessed Garage, and you can only get this model at Obsessed Garage. So there's that difference. The other difference is aesthetics, right? Because the noise is there. I put both up on the shelf. It doesn't bother me. I like it's a pleasant sound, right? And if I'm outside in the summertime, the garage is closed, so I can barely hear it. You also can't hear it in my house. The sound is fine. The weight could be something to consider. This is, I think, 67 pounds. This is 43 pounds. So for those of you that don't do wall mount or don't have a cart and you kind of pull it out every time you go put it in your driveway, 25 pounds difference, 24 pounds difference could make a difference for you. The last thing, guys, I think is aesthetics. I think this is 20 times cooler looking than this. Like this to me looks like a jet engine, right? It's all aluminum here or whatever this is, stainless or aluminum body, this blue top. It literally looks like a jet engine and it looks like it's going a million miles an hour sitting up on the shelf. Ryan, we don't care about that. What is the performance? Who cares? I know there's some people that don't care. They don't care that soaps smell good. They want performance only. And if you're a performance only person, AR is your machine. If you care about aesthetics, you care about really great performance, Kranzle could be a really good option for you. Again, it looks pretty badass sitting on the shelf. Which one do you buy? Well, Kranzle's available. They only have a few in stock at Obsessed Garage. Everywhere else is sold out of the AR, I think. Car Supplies Warehouse, Clean Garage sold out. So I think Obsessed Garage at the time of filming this has like 15 or 16 units in stock, maybe a little bit more. So if you want the AR, I would get this. The rep at Pressure Equipment told me that, like, I believe AR is like switching factories in China or whatever, and they may actually be like unavailable for like many months. So whatever stock is available will probably get out pretty quickly. I'll link to this below. Full transparency, guys, if you just use my link to buy this, it helps me, it helps the channel. I paid for this, by the way. I paid for both of these with my own money. These were not sent to me for free. So if you click the link, it helps. It gives me a small commission. Unfortunately, there's no discount codes on machines like this, but it helps. So I'll link it down below, and that would definitely help me out. But other than that, guys, in terms of performance, AR wins all day. I'm gonna think on it for a little bit, which one I'm gonna keep. I'm sorry I can't give you an exact an answer right now, but I'm gonna throw one up on the shelf for like a week or two, play with it, live with it, feel it, instead of making a split decision, and I'll let you know in a follow-up video, or you'll probably see it on the shelf. The other one you might see on Secondhand Detailing, or if you're a friend of mine, you might get a great offer, a great deal, I should say. So hit me up if you're thinking about one of these. But thank you, guys. I hope this was valuable for you. I know I couldn't give you a distinct buy this, buy that. If you're a performance guy, if you only care about performance, AR all day. This blows this out of the water. AR for sure. If you like the aesthetics, you like really, really, really good performance, maybe go with the Kranzle, right? It just looks really badass. The other thing, guys, I don't know if I touched on, both of these are fully rebuildable. So if they do fail, if parts fail, you can bring them to an expert or do it yourself. You can tinker and play with these and rebuild them. So that's another benefit. Some of the electric pressure washers like the Active, right? I don't know what type of motor, whatever it is. It can't be kind of rebuilt, right? And it has a lifespan, whatever they said, 100 hours or 300 hours, and then it's just dead. It burns out, right? So now you have to buy a brand new unit. In theory, you could buy this and have it for the rest of your life as long as you're changing the oil and you're taking good care of it. I know this video wasn't for everyone. I know some of you are going to comment and say, well, the Ryobi pressure washer is 1.8, that's 150 bucks at Home Depot. It is. It sounds like what it sounds like. It's butt ugly yellow. Go for it, right? Or green, whatever the color of the Ryobi is. You know, I like form and function. I like to have this really cool looking garage. I do care about what things look like. I also care what things sound like, right? I don't want to wake the neighbors. I don't want to wake my family, right? I care about performance as well and rebuildability. So there's always going to be a cheaper option out there. I think these are at the top in terms of like aesthetics, performance, durability, right? So these are the two that I decided to bring you. I hope this is valuable. I hope this helps someone buy it, but let me know in the comments down below what you think, which one you would prefer and why. Would love to have a healthy debate or conversation, really. Just really, really curious what you guys think. Hopefully that wasn't too long and boring for you. I appreciate you sticking around. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop it in the comments below. Again, I will link both of these in the description below. If you use my links, it helps. Apologies, I don't have a discount code for you. But again, I hope that helps you guys. Until next time, see y'all.